Hey Stan, sorry, Christian Clark here at Null.com. Were JJ and Eric able to go through practice today? Do you anticipate them being able to play Friday?
Yes and yes.
And I have more of a basketball question while I got you here. Um, what did you just think about what Lonzo was able to do overall in the first preseason game? I saw that play in the third quarter specifically where he kind of drove the full length of the court, cut through the defense. It looked like you were kind of fired up about that one.
Yeah, I was. Listen, I think it's more than just the game. And again, today he was very good. I think he's put together five straight really solid days of practice and games where he's made good decisions, played good solid basketball. He's been more aggressive to drive the ball. I like everything about what he's doing right now. If he plays at that level, that will be huge for us.
So, Coach, just Will Giller with the Athletic. Just in general, what were some of your biggest takeaways after watching the film from that first preseason game? Just some of your general thoughts.
Well, I thought we did some things well. We rebounded the ball. We got to the free throw line. We did not turn the ball over a lot after the first 7 or 8 minutes of the game. Those were all really good things. We still were, I think, a little late on some helps. Our closeouts defensively need to improve, and our offensive organization and spacing still needs to get better. But overall, for a first preseason game, after a long time off, not having that month leading into training camp, a week of practice, I thought it was a pretty good performance.
Scott Kushner from Null.com. This was your first game kind of in a COVID environment with no people in the stands and just whatever. How did that kind of play out for you? Was it any different at all? Like, was the communication different? Was the feeling of it different? I know NBA preseason isn't exactly the hype fest that a playoff game is, but was it still kind of an odd thing to go through?
Yeah, it sure was. For a couple of things. I think number one, trying to communicate with your team and with your point guard on things is really hard. They can't read your lips. So you've got to be really good and get a real good understanding of your visuals, what you want to do on those things. And then the thing that I really struggled with is I like to talk to the players on my bench. If something happens on the court, I like to turn around to them and make a point of, hey, that's what we want to do, or, oh, we can't do that, or, whatever it may be. And I can't even find them in this whole thing, the way we're spread out on the bench. I had a hard time finding guys to sub them into the game. So it was strange, really, really strange. And it is, I'm sure, for everybody. A lot of the coaches who were in the bubble are at least used to it, but for me it was really, really different.
Hey Coach, Caroline here from Pelicans.com. You were talking a little bit about rotations on help side and that you wanted to improve on that. Is there anything else defensively other than rotations that you'd like to see this team improve on from preseason game 1 to 2?
Oh yeah, everything, but communication's another really big one, Caroline. I mean, we're still not doing a great job communicating what we want defensively. So that's got to really, really pick up as we go forward. And then all the, lot of little things, our pick and roll defense, all of that's got to get better. But the communication will help in all of those other areas.
Hey, Coach, it's Andrew from ESPN. With the vaccines now rolling out nationwide now, obviously they've hit New Orleans as well. Does the team have a plan on how you guys will do, or is it just going to be you'll get it when you get access to it, or is there anything that you guys have lined up right there?
I really don't know what the plan is. I'm sure the NBA is going to have a protocol and some guidelines on what goes on, and I think everybody's cognizant of fitting into the overall scheme of distribution of the vaccines, that we're in our rightful place wherever that is, that we get them. I don't think it's going to be a willy-nilly approach where I'm running out to get a vaccine, and then 2 weeks later, Brandon Ingram's running out to get a vaccine. I'm sure we will have a plan in place, but I'm not aware of what that is. And at this point, from my understanding, we're basically vaccinating, healthcare workers, and then it'll go to the most at-risk people in our society, and then we'll see where we all fall in line after that.
Thanks, Coach.
Stan and Scott again from Noel.com. You mentioned it a little bit there to Caroline about the defensive communication. Is there anyone in particular who you feel like either one has the ability and just doesn't kind of feel like they're like just not quite breaking into that role, or do you feel like there's somebody that should be taking kind of control of that situation? I mean, on your best teams, who was typically was it one person typically leading the charge defensively communicating, or does it need to be kind of a group-wide effort?
Well, we've got a couple of really good communicators. Josh Hart's an excellent communicator. JJ's an excellent communicator. Sindarius Thornwell's a pretty good communicator. I have found that when you really get good defensively, it's your bigs, your centers who can play a huge role in that, because generally they're the ones who can see the action and direct traffic. If they are great communicators, then I think your team has a chance to be really, really good defensively. I had a great communicator in Orlando with Dwight Howard, really smart defender, obviously an outstanding defender, and a great communicator, and I think that really, really helped our teams. Our guys are all working at it. I have no doubts that we'll get there, but we're talking about our priorities in terms of what we need to work on. That's certainly a big one.
All right, thank you very much, Coach.
All right. Are we doing that here now?
We're going to go in your office.
Okay.